Greetings, Boo Believers. Welcome to Deadsville Hero Talk. And right now, we are I am just getting out of Super Troopers 3, the early preview Thursday night screening, the night before it officially opens nationwide in theaters. And yeah, I had some fun. There was shenanigans had. And yeah, it was a pretty good time. I'm going to give it my spoiler-free drive home review. So yes, I am Ronin James, Deadsville Hero Talk. You are listening to the spoiler-free drive home. I will kind of go over what I liked and didn't like about the movie. I just got out of the theater from seeing it. I am literally driving home. So I'm paying most attention to the road, but I could talk as well. And I saw it with my friend Kelsey tonight, but she is not driving home with me in the car. So we don't have her opinion, but she did enjoy it and had, found a lot of it funny as well. So yeah, I'm going to get into it. Before I do, though, if this is your first time joining me, this is Deadsville Hero Talk, a spin-off of Deadsville Horror Talk. I am Ronin James Greene. I'm a veteran stuntman, over 20 years of stunts, acting, stunt coordinating, and now directing and producing and creating content. But yeah, you've seen me in plenty of things, I guarantee. Even if you don't recognize me, I have been in a bunch of superhero stuff, so fittingly enough, I do hero talk now. You've seen me in things like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and the old Gotham TV show that was about Bruce Wayne and Commissioner Gordon when Bruce was still young and his parents were first murdered. I stunt doubled for the Executioner, a supervillain on the show there. Got to do some really cool stuff, doubling for actor Michael Chiklis, who also coincidentally played the hero, the Thing, in one of the many Fantastic Four iterations that we have gotten from Marvel and Hollywood in general. Yeah, and you've seen me in some other stuff too. I did some work on The Tick for Amazon, The Punisher on Netflix. I got to teach John Bernthal how to do a headbutt, and he headbutted me in a scene, threw me into the wall. Very cool seeing how far the Punisher and John have come now in the Marvel Universe. But we're not here to talk about the Marvel Universe. The heroes today that we are talking about on Deadsville Hero Talk are Broken Lizard's Super Troopers. Yes. And I love comedy, and I grew up as a kid on movies like Police Academy. So, there is that police comedy kind of niche subgenre out there that I am familiar with before, that kind of drew me to the original Super Troopers and made me fall in love with it. And Super Troopers 2 I loved as well. Just rewatched Super Troopers 2 the other night in preparation for the new one coming out. And yes, Super Troopers 3, Broken Lizard, the boys are back together again. And in this one, the main plot, unlike a lot of our other movies where we have, the plot too was the whole, there's always drugs that are being smuggled, but more of the main plot was the whole, Canadian province being absorbed into America and then being the interlopers into the Canadian territory, trying to force the American ways on them. Provided tons of great comedy in that. This one, the comedy is provided from a main plot, and this isn't a spoiler because if you've watched the trailer, and this is what I do, I don't give spoilers but anything that's seen in the trailer, I don't consider a spoiler. So if you are the kind of person that doesn't watch trailers, and some trailers I don't watch, so I get it. But I will say some things, I will mention things that are mentioned in the trailer, shown in the trailer. Like this, the main plot here is that Farva is about to marry Thorny's sister. So Thorny wants to put an end to the marriage. He wants to put an end to the wedding. And yeah, that's your main, that's your main story. And it definitely provides for a lot of comedic opportunities, which they take full advantage of. But then you also have a whole subplot where there's a new type of drug being smuggled and issues with big syrup. And yeah, there was a lot of fun stuff in there. Is it great? Is it like nonstop riot funny? No, but there was consistent jokes. And I thought the writing was pretty good, to be honest. I thought that the characters all remained pretty consistent. And, we got a lot of the broken lizard style humor that we're accustomed to now with their movies. So yeah, I mean, I thought they delivered another solid entry in their catalog of comedy films. And, yeah, the cast was really solid. All the returning broken lizard guys are there. The captain's there. He's funny. There's some new characters that are added, and you'll find some. Well, if you see it, you'll see the different. I'm not going to give anything away, obviously, but the different capacities they are there. Some have joined the force. Some are just civilians. Some are outlaws. But I guess the highlight is Chase. Is it Chase Dudley? He plays the Aquaman spoof character on The Boys of The Deep. If you watch The Boys, you know The Deep. The Deep is a spoof of Aquaman. The actor, I think it's Chase Dudley, but that's he's in this movie. He plays one of the civilian guys. There's of course a really great car chase sequence in there, and yeah, I mean the jokes are solid. The cameo, well, I don't want to call them really cameos because it's more of just having the band back together. It's like a bunch of old friends got back together and did their thing again. It was fun to watch. So. What else? I mean, there's some ridiculous stuff in there because it's Broken Lizard again. They're gonna do some stuff that's a little silly, and yeah, I mean, if you've watched Broken Lizard stuff before, if you watch the other Super Trooper movies, then you know exactly what to expect, and you're gonna get a good dose of what has made the previous movies successful and what has made these guys pretty successful at making comedy films. Yeah, I guess I'll just go and give my score. It's going to be a short drive home review because there's not a whole lot to discuss. The acting was good. I mean, the boys are always good in their roles. And the supporting cast that they brought in around them, like I said, the actors, biggest being the guy from Boys. But we also get some other returning supporting characters like the captain, like the wife, the cop wife of the one cop. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Jay Chandrasekhar has done it again. If you didn't know, Thorny, who is one of the characters, is played by Jay Chandrasekhar. He writes and directs most of these movies for Broken Lizard. So, yeah, he wrote and directed this one. And again, good job. Good job directing. Good job. I mean, again, these guys are like a comedic troupe that know each other and know the material, know what works for them, and they do a really good job of executing. One cool thing I will say too, I was able to snag me a Trooper popcorn bucket, $40, $39, but he's pretty cool. He's the size of a large popcorn. I mean, it's a large popcorn bucket, really large, so you can put some stuff in him. But he's got the big the state trooper hat comes off, and it's mustache, aviator sunglasses on the bucket, all that fun stuff. Very cool. That was one thing I was I got there, Kelsey met me there and had to use the bathroom. I was like, all right, it's probably going to be a line. I want to make sure I get a popcorn bucket. I'm going to go up there and I'll meet you up there at the trooper line. And sure enough, yeah, they had a bunch of them up there, but I snagged one quick. So they also had a liter of cola drink cup that you could get. I did not get that one. The trooper was more my speed. I figured I didn't even check the price on the liter of cola. It was probably half of the trooper's price, but I figured if I was spending money like that, I was going big. Go big or go home, right? So, yeah, Super Troopers 3. Fun time. Lots of laughs. Good to see the guys back together again. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It's a 7, yeah, a good 7 out of 10. It's if anything, maybe a little predictable, I guess, if I'm going to say if there's any like negative there. Like it's the third movie in a trilogy, and we've seen a lot of this stuff kind of done before. There's some callbacks and stuff to certain jokes and all, which, I appreciate that kind of stuff. But when again, their type of humor, we've seen this kind of stuff before, and so it's nothing new, but it does a good job of rekindling the franchise, I would say. So I will also add, stick around at the end. There's like a mid-credit scene, and there's a bunch of bloopers and outtakes that run while the credits play. So you can check all those out. Some funny outtakes, and the after credit scene was good to see. There was a cool cameo in there. I appreciate that one. So yeah, all right, that's gonna do it for my review of Super Troopers 3. My first take, drive home, spoiler-free review. I will probably do a full spoiler review on this one next week after the movie makes its weekend run at the box office, see how it does. Fingers crossed it does well, because, I'd like to see the guys succeed and get to do some more of these and get to do some more movies. I was a big fan of movies like Beer Fest and Club Dread. Really, really fun movies. These guys seem like fun guys. It seems like their sets are fun to be on, and these movies are a lot of fun to make, and that they have a really good time making them. So it makes me enjoy the movie. When I sit there and watch it, it comes through on screen. Like, these guys are having a good time making the movie. I'm having a good time watching it, even if it's not, high art, or it's not reinventing the wheel of cinema or comedy or anything like that. It's doing what I expect a movie like this to do. And I had fun. I recommend seeing the theater. We don't get a lot of comedies these days in theaters anymore. Everything goes right to streaming, unless it's like a horror comedy, because horror sells. Horror puts butts in seats. So, but just regular comedies, you don't get a lot of them going into theaters anymore. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but comedies are not making theatrical runs like they used to. And it's a shame, because I had fun with this, and our theater was laughing, and people were enjoying it. People were laughing and having a good time. It was vocal. I mean, it wasn't like ridiculously out loud slapstick, everybody overreacting or anything like that. But it was a good time. Tonight was the Thursday preview night, so we went to a 7:30 show. Our theater was there was a good amount of people in there. It wasn't packed, but there was I don't know, probably at least a dozen or so. Thursday nights, they're hit or miss. So hopefully the Friday, Saturday, Sunday box office, some of these theaters get packed, and a live theater for a comedy is always a more fun experience. It always enhances the experience. So go support this one in the theater. If you want to see more comedies, go to theaters. All right. And if you want to support Deadsville Hero Talk, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, ding the bell if you are listening or watching on YouTube right now, so you get notified whenever we upload new content. We have a new Patreon as well. And we are also on the new horror app, The Fang. You can find our sister show, Deadsville Horror Talk, hosted by yours truly and the lovely Steph Infection and co-host Haley Hansen. We're going to be adding some more co-hosts to the mix here. I've got some friends in the stunt world who are going to be joining me to do some more hero and horror talk. They've also worked on a bunch of movies and TV shows that you've seen, I guarantee it. So we'll line some of that up soon. So again, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. And until next time, stay super!